Good evening and welcome to the Unprofessional Professional Sports Podcast, where talking goes sideways. I am your host, BA, and this is my compadre, James Jake Train Martin. All right, what's going on today? I hope everybody's having a good day. How you doing today, James?
You know what, man? I like to say I'm tired. I like to say I'm energetic. I like to say I'm full of smoke, blowing smoke. Maybe I am a little bit all of the above, but I'm excited about the things that are happening in sports. I'll let you take it away, and we can go from there, my brother. How about you? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm here. I'm making it. I'm making it.
Yes, sir.
Uh, let's get into some quick news. A little sad note today. Mickey Lolich, pitcher for the 1968 World Series Tigers, passed away today at the age of 85. So condolences to his family. Dude was a steadfast, community in the community. In the community, he was real good. He was good, real good with staying in touch with the rest of the Tigers currently, and yeah, there's a lot of things going on this weekend, Scott. But so just condolences to his family. Great pitcher. Was the guy of the World Series that year. He was a great pitcher. And helped the Tigers win that World Series. Speaking of Lindsey Vonn, Olympic gold medal in skiing, Olympic gold medalist in skiing, ruptures her ACL, but feels confident she'll be ready for the Olympics. So remember, you get the Olympics coming up here soon. So everybody keep that in your roster.
Let's talk about that a moment. A person that's what's going on, Rich? As a guy who's torn both ACLs, and the rigorous recovery that it takes to get back at least 80% or above, it's a lot. And to say that you're coming back at the age of 41 with the knee replacement, and now said ruptured ACL, it's extremely difficult and brave for one Lindsey Vonn to go on and say she is going to continue to compete in the Olympics again at age 41 with a knee replacement and a ruptured ACL that has not been repaired. And she's going to try it with a brace.
Mm-hmm.
I wish her all the luck and success in the world, especially competing as a U.S. Athlete. I wish her all the best, but I'm not hopeful. I'm not hopeful in regards to that. But I mean, what do you think?
I mean, athletes know their restrictions. If an athlete says they can do something, I believe what they say because it's their body, first of all. Second of all, she's had a lot of injuries. She's 41 years old. She's a superstar.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you saying about what they say about their body, but the odds are stacking up. They're not going away. I mean, it's not like she's just coming in at 41 and saying, I'm in picture perfect health at 41. I'm coming in at 41 with a rebuilt knee and to add to that mix, a ruptured ACL.
Yeah.
Man, I mean,
she's a mess.
I'd sooner.
Yeah, she's a mess.
And the tooth fairy is real. And there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow as well.
I mean, I still think that I would still take her word for it. Because of course, I mean, like I said, she's an athlete. I'm gonna stick by her. Thinking that I didn't say she was going to win anything. I'm just she can participate. Yeah. I mean, she really what she does when she skis, it's just a bending motion that's going to give her the problem. And then maybe the landing on her knee, because when she's got to dismount and then land, that might be a problem. But I mean, I'm not looking for her to win another gold medal. If she wins another gold medal with that, she deserves kudos. Let me tell you.
Oh, without a doubt. I agree. Without a doubt, she deserves it. If it happens,
Yeah, if it happens, I don't
But
see it
again,
happening.
I'm in a corner. I'm in a corner.
Mhm.
I just I'm such a realist, and I've become. I used to be a great idealist in life, but that's to me. There's nothing ideal about nothing here with what's transpired for her, and keep the fingers crossed. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, those are hard injuries to get over. I mean, in the fairness, Richard, I don't think that any of us here are athletes, fine-tuned athletes. So, what's going on,
No,
Robbie?
I agree with Richard. I was fine tuned when I tore my ACLs, and I was fine tuned when I recovered. But it took me. I mean, no, what I will say, I was also stupid at 22, playing basketball before I had my surgery after the ACL tear, and I was running up and down the court because my quads were the size of tree trunks, so I could still run up and down the court. But having to the type of maneuvering she may be having to do is a lot of little quick lateral movements, and she's going to wear a brace. But it's man, that's still to be at tip top
The
shape.
mental part,
And I
yeah.
agree with the mental part. I mean, she's probably mentally prepared. I mean, like this is a person that has a knee replacement. So let's not
Mhm.
forget that. So she had to recover from that. But still, I just think that it's going to her not to be have any pun intended here, but she's got an uphill battle with this, literally
She
and
sure
figurative.
does. And like I said, I'm not doubting that she can't do it, but if you're expecting her to win any medals out of this whole situation, don't expect it. Competing is one thing, finishing and winning is another. So I mean, she can do all that. Like I said, I have much faith in her doing that, but I don't know about her winning a medal. Um, and I think if you're an athlete, that's what it's about. Especially at being 41, you want to, yeah, Robbie, we're all athletes in Madden now. But
All
yeah,
of us
like I
have
said,
those strong
yeah.
thumbs.
So yeah, I see her competing. I just don't see her winning, and that's about all I'm gonna leave it to. As
Fair
far as
enough.
repeating it, yeah, to death. Hey, NBA trades today. There was a whole smack full a lot of them today. I guess they're getting their NBA rocks off today because tomorrow is the deadline. So they're trying to make as many trades as they can. Big trade news: James Harden traded to the
Yeah.
Cleveland in exchange for Darius Garland and a second round pick. How do you feel about that trade? You think that's going to help Cleveland out? Because I believe that's the reason why Cleveland did that.
James Harden has been all over the world. James Harden, his favorite album is Johnny Cash. I've been everywhere, So I mean, I just think that, excuse me, I think that you got to look at you got to look at the evidence of what has transpired with all those moves that James Harden has done. Has he been a part of anything that's been successful outside of being drafted from OKC by OKC and them getting to the championship with KD and Russell Westbrook? They've been close. They've been in Brooklyn. They had an opportunity. I mean, with the toe option, with KD toe on the line, if you remember that 2 pointer
Mm-hmm.
versus 3 pointer.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't see this moving the needle. I'll be honest with you. I mean, Harden is not that same Harden when he was in Houston when he was tearing things up. Harden looks like he could lay off a couple of donuts. Me too. I'm trying to right now, trying to lay off a few donuts myself. But I'm not getting paid millions to be out there, shooting the ball. So I I think it maybe gives him a few more wins. That's about it. I mean, Garland was hurt and he had a few injuries, and so his game was down a little bit. I don't see this really moving the needle too much, honestly.
Yeah. Do you think it smells of desperation for Cleveland right now? I mean, they are basically, let's see where they're at in the stands. Yeah. They are, well, they're in fifth
Hmm.
place right now overall in the Eastern Conference.
I
I don't
mean,
know if this is,
I agree with you. I think it might be a little bit of desperation. They're looking for a boost. I mean, James Harden can shoot the three like nobody's business. But
Mm-hmm.
again, he's older, bigger. He's not going to give you much on defense. And that team has they are known for their defense. You know, with their bigs, their and Spider Man. Uh, I just think that he's the engine that drives that team. And Donovan Mitchell. And so I don't know. I don't like the move. I'll be honest with you because I think James Harden is he can be a malcontent. He can be he's wishy washy. You know what I mean? He doesn't really just. He's not that peak level. James Harden is gone, and so now you got a guy who can shoot the three every now and then, light you up, but it's just a every now and then thing. So I think it is desperation, like you said.
Other trade news today: the Dallas Mavericks trade Anthony Davis to the Washington Wizards. The trade included players Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Zoom. In return, Washington gave up Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, uh, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley III. That dude is always getting traded, it seems like. And 5 draft picks, 2 first rounders and 3 second rounders. That is a load.
Mhm.
That is a loaded trade, man. Woo! Loaded
And
trade.
not only is it a loaded trade, it's a gamble. It's a major gamble. I mean, look at
Mm-hmm.
what happened with Anthony Davis when he came to to Dallas for Luka Doncic. I mean, and a first round draft pick. I I think Dallas is recouping what they and then some what they got for him, and but still they don't have Luka Doncic, but they're gonna obviously they're gonna back Cooper Flag. That this is where you're looking at Cooper Flag has shown some things where he had
Mm-hmm.
like a 49 point triple double in a loss to I forgot who it was they played, but man, the kid can play. So now you got to do is just build around him and having 2 future first round draft picks and and 5 picks total and a few guys to add to the mix. You know, I mean, they've had some injuries. Don't get me wrong. Some of their bigs have been hurt and everything else. But I think the future's bright for Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Washington, on the other hand, you got Trey Young. Atlanta didn't get much with him. He's there, and now you have street clothes, as they call him affectionately, and Anthony Davis. And currently, he's in street clothes right now. You know, with I think a ligament in his finger, I believe, in his non-shooting hand. So, eh, and he's on the wrong side of 30. So, I like the move for Washington in theory, but you can't get around all those injuries, man. It just it's not gonna, and especially again being on the wrong side of 30. And we're talking about the Wizards. Is there
Mm-hmm.
anything that's going to be collectively improved for the Washington Wizards ever at some point? These are
Yeah,
no
there's
longer the Washington Bullets, who actually were good in the 80s.
I need to
These are the
use some of them
Wizards,
bullets.
and there's no magic, right? There's no magic at all whatsoever with these Wizards. So
Yeah, they're they're
I
they're in like they're like the second worst team in the Eastern Conference. I
oh
don't really know what this I think this is more beneficial to Dallas, obviously, but I think this is Dallas's plan all along. They had a blueprint. They said, the new guy that came in there, the new GM that came in there, he said, "Hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to see what Cooper Flag's about. We have a while to figure it out because the trade deadline ain't until such and such. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to see if he's good and he can win some games for us. And he's been playing really well. Cooper Flag's been lighting the league up. And he just needs players around him. Obviously, Anthony Davis isn't one of them. So he said, well, let's go ahead and see if we can shop Anthony Davis around and see if we can get some role players involved and see if we can help out Cooper. And once they seen that Cooper was doing his thing, they said, okay, now it's time to pull that trigger. And that's what they did. In Washington, being that they're second from last place in the Eastern Conference, they're not going anywhere. I really think this is like a retiree pot right now. I think that Anthony Davis, yeah, it's just they got players that are just good. I don't know about Trae Young retiring. I just think that these are like the hurt and main players going to a mash unit, which is called the Washington Wizards. I don't know what kind of magic they're going to throw on these guys to make them play without injury for a while. I don't know what's going to happen. But
And I read on ESPN that Anthony Davis wanted to remain in Dallas. He wanted to stay there, and they gave him the option saying, "Go look for a team if you want to trade." So virtually just telling him that, like, look, it's potential that we're going to trade you. So just find a team that you want to be with. But he wanted to stay there, but obviously it didn't happen. And I can't say I blame Dallas in any way, considering all the situation, everything that happened. Nico Harrison was stating that this time last year that, we're built now to win now with this team, and that didn't happen. That didn't happen at all.
Yeah, like I said, once his new GM came in there, all that stuff, he had to cover up a lot of mistakes that was made by the past front office. So I think he just decided, hey, you know what? We're just going to do it this way. We're going to build a team slowly around Cooper. We got an all-star, a superstar in our midst. Let's just bank off that, get some players around him, and see what happens, and then make something work. We get some first round picks out of this, and some second round picks. I mean, in basketball, that's really not. It's whatever, but it's still first round picks and second round picks. You can do something with it. If you got a good scout person out there, I'm sure that they could make something happen, So I think Dallas did a very good job in this trade. I think Washington was just like, they were just giving up stuff because they figured we're not doing anything. So why keep you here, No, you're not the first person to say something in the past, Jessica. Sorry about that. I'm bald. Yeah, I am. That is I am bald. All right. So there are some other trades that went on in the NBA. The Memphis Grizzlies traded Jaron Jackson Jr., John Conchar, Jack Landale, and Vince Williams to the Jazz for Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, George Nang, and 3 future round picks. So Memphis is rebuilding officially.
It is almost over. Tomorrow's the deadline, and Ja Morant will be the remaining player of the young bad boys that were there just a few years ago, man. I mean, Memphis, we were talking about Memphis as if they were contending for championships at one point. With Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bain, what's the idiot that thinks he's a bad boy and he's really like none but trouble. What's the guy? I forgot. In Houston, he was in Houston and he got traded somewhere. What's his name? Phoenix. I think he's in Phoenix.
No, I know about Desmond Bain. I just saw some videos on him today.
Yeah, he threw a guy down on the ground.
He tried to fix fight with everybody. He tries to boss up on everybody.
The chip on his shoulder must be the size of Kilimanjaro, because he definitely he threw that guy down.
Own players, knocking down his own teammate. Like, dude, calm down, man. Have a Snickers.
Yeah. 1 or 2, maybe 2 or 3. Yes. This ain't Burger King, buddy. You can't have it your way. I don't know. That's a little rough there. But anyway, and yeah, Ja Morant is the last person now, and so there's talk, that he's going to get traded.
Traded too, yeah.
He's going to get traded. So, and New Orleans, my team, I'm hoping, because he and Zion are really good friends, and maybe they allow him to go down there. I don't know, but it's in the same conference, so it's a possibility they might ship him to the East. We'll see. But Ja, man, wow. And just Memphis all together, like you said, they're just rebuilding. They breaking this whole team up, and it's not there anymore. And you got to kind of blame the one guy that was supposed to be the leader, and that was Ja Morant, I think. Ultimately, because I mean, Jared Jackson is I don't see a problem with him. I think he was a big reason for their defense and their support and adding, scoring down in the low post.
Mhm.
But Ja Morant, man, come on. I think he's part. I mean, in my opinion, he's part of the reason why all this was breaking up because of all the off the field stuff, and lately he's been getting
Mhm.
hurt now, and it's just not enough to really sustain any like success there in Memphis. So
Yeah, I
it,
think
it
Memphis has decided to throw in the towel in this whole situation and not hinder the career of Jaron Jackson because he is a talented player. He was defensive rookie of the year one year, wasn't he?
I
Yeah,
believe
he's a
so. I'm
really
not
good
sure.
defensive player from Michigan State, by the way. Yeah,
Hey,
he's a really good player. So I mean, yeah, that's a good thing for Utah. I was kind of hoping that they would trade him to the Pistons, but then I don't know what the Pistons had to give up for it. Um, but yeah, that's a good deal for Utah. Utah's looking a little bit stronger now, a little bit stronger.
we'll see.
But Memphis is rebuilding. Um, the Boston Celtics, another trade news. Boston Celtics acquire Nikolai Vucevic and a second round pick from Chicago in exchange for Anthony Simmons and a second round pick. So they just basically swapped. Also, Chicago's been doing a lot of work in trades lately too. What was the other Chicago trade I saw? Oh, they traded Kobe White, Mike Conley, who they just got from the Pistons, to the Hornets for Colin Sexton, Osman Dang, and 3 second-round picks. So Asami Dang, sorry, and 3 second-round picks. So they've been busy too.
Yeah,
So Chicago's been just moving and dealing and wheeling and dealing. And I don't know. Chicago's right now sitting in 10th in the Eastern Conference. Last place for the wild card, basically. So we'll
I don't
see.
see these moves putting them into playing contention. So
Yeah,
yeah, I mean it's enough to just say, hey, we're making some moves here, and we're collecting some picks and getting ready for next year.
yeah, maybe that's what it is for Chicago. But they're making a lot of deals. So
Right.
Chris Paul traded to the Raptors. Will he be raved? I feel bad for Chris. I really do that too. We'll trade for you. We don't want you. The multi-trade team trade will send Ochai Agbaji and a 2032 second round pick. A 2032 now. Second round pick to Brooklyn via the
Will we
Clippers.
be here in 2032?
2032. Wow. That's real. That's like, that is kind of like you having a Madden. Like if you do Madden, you'll give them like, we'll give you a trade. I'll give you a first round pick that's like 10 years down the road. I don't care. We're trying
They're
to win
gonna
the
forget
Super
about
Bowl.
that. They're gonna forget that they don't even have that. Like 2032. What's going on here? Oh yeah, I remember that trade. Wow, we did that how many years ago? 6 years ago, sir. Wow, that's crazy. That they're going that far into the future they're in debt.
You never know. That trade could be something that happens in the future too for who was it? Brooklyn? Yeah, Brooklyn. So that might be
Well,
interesting. Or for the for Brooklyn. Yeah.
let's not forget about the Jared McCain trade from 76ers to OKC for 4 picks.
Yeah. I didn't quite to get
That,
that one on here, but what was up with that one?
well, OKC is just looking for. I think they're trying to build up because at some point they're picking up a big. They're going to need it. They don't really have much going on there in Boston, man, and they're hitting that apron as well. I mean, that's what I was gonna mention with OKC. Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams is they're definitely their contract's about to start this upcoming season, and so that's when the aprons are going to start hitting for them.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they're still on rookie deals, and
Yeah, I think
so
that was the whole purpose of that trade too. Yeah,
that was the
McCain
purpose of
straight
that
to
trade.
OKC.
Yep.
I did have that on there. I just didn't see it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean the Boston one. Is this their like that trade for Anthony Simmons, is it like their consolation prize because they might not get Giannis? I don't know. I'm not, or Giannis is still out there too, so he can go. He's got a tagged all over the place right now. Everybody wants him. So the Knicks, Golden State still is volleying for him. They even want to trade Green if that's the case for him and some picks.
And Green said he's not losing any sleep on that. He's not losing any sleep.
I wouldn't either. I mean, if you get traded, you get traded. It's a business. That's what happens. Whatever.
Yeah.
He's always in trade talks about this time of year anyway. It seems like with Golden State, it's like the last 4 or 5 years I've heard his name come up in a trade. I'm like, I just got to be like messing with him a little bit. It's like, how come I'm always being traded this time?
And it never happened, but it may happen. Yeah. Now he's older. But do you think Giannis is going to get traded by the deadline tomorrow?
We had this conversation, I believe. Well, I had this conversation with Jack, as a matter of fact. I think I had this conversation with you too. I don't see Giannis moving this year. I think it's going to be an off-season move. I don't think he's getting traded right now. I think it's going to be an off-season thing that happens.
I agree. It's just too many moving parts that have to happen between now and tomorrow. And I think there's a ransom that's going to be like paid or at least warranted for his services. And so I don't know. And it may be like several teams that may have to be included in just like what we were talking about with Chicago and some of those other teams. I just think it's going to be tough. I mean, but 28-10, he's still giving somebody right now. He's giving Milwaukee 28-10 right now. Well, not right now. He's hurt, but he's hurt. Mm-hmm. So I think that it's going to be hard. I think it may be an off-season thing, but I won't be surprised either if it happens. Let's just put it that way. I won't be surprised. But you think him and Steph Curry? Whoo, man.
I mean, you add him to any of these rosters. San Antonio is another one that wants them too. Oh. You add him to San Antonio, dude.
But what are you taking from San Antonio, though? That's the problem.
And that's
what are you taking from San Antonio?
This is probably the reason why I don't see him being moved by tomorrow, because I think there's just too much that they want for him, and it's better probably just to make some deal off season and just go with that. I just don't see it right now. And
if you're San Antonio, you don't make any moves. Why would I mean, we're up there here with very young talent, with very low salary cap that we're dishing out. We're not dishing out great money just yet. Stephon Castle's going to be due some money soon. Dylan Harper is a rookie. De'Aaron Fox, you got him. I can see him being on the trading block. He just traded for him, but I can see him, being a swap out for Giannis if they had to get somebody. And of course, you got big man Wembanyama. Why would you? I mean, I wouldn't trade anybody right now. They're dominant with a young team. They're being very dominant, and they have potential to make some noise in the playoffs. Just as young as they are and big as they, and as great as they are, those guards are big. It's incredible, the team and the depth that they have there. So yeah, I would definitely not be in the mix if I'm San Antonio for a trade for Giannis, because you're going to lose a lot.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about one of the talks about in the NBA trade is Michael Porter Jr. I don't see that happen. They're still in the thick of a playoff race. They're still third in the Western Conference. So I mean,
well, Michael's not there. He's not there.
He's not there?
No, I think he got traded at the beginning or last year, I think. Is he with the Wizards? I think he's with the Wizards. Or Brooklyn. No, excuse me. The Nets. I think he's with the Nets.
He's with the Nets. That's what it is. Yeah, the Nets. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way. Yeah, either way.
Yeah. I mean, the Nets aren't doing anything either.
Right.
Yeah, they're not doing anything either. So that would be, I wouldn't mind Pistons getting him. But they traded one of their assets already to Chicago for Herter, and that was Ivy. So
Hmm.
I don't know how that's going to work out. Maybe the Pistons feel that they're fine with the way they are. They just need an extra shooter in there. I mean, Herter is hitting 10.8 a game. Not great, but something. Better than Ivy. Ivy's just been after his
You thinking about
injury.
some wings, buddy? I heard you say Hooter. I thought you maybe thinking about some wings there.
Herter from Chicago. Yeah, Hooters. You know that we don't have a Hooters anymore here.
I don't think
Hooters is
anybody has them
gone.
anymore. They're almost done. Yeah.
No, they're replaced by Twin Peaks now. Twin
Oh, okay,
Peaks
gotcha.
is a new Hooters. Anyway,
Yeah, there's a Twin Peaks here too. Yes, in Atlanta.
do you have any thoughts on any other trades that you think might happen before tomorrow?
Just the John Morant trade. I just think that that's likely. That's almost imminent. I think, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just a matter of either tonight or sometime tomorrow morning. You know, because what is the deadline? What is it, like 4 p.m. or something?
3 or 4 p.m. Yeah,
3 or
tomorrow.
4 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's probably going to either happen tonight or tomorrow morning. But yeah, and I'm hoping it's New Orleans because I really want my team to get better and I mean they got the Joe Dumas action going on in the leadership there, and I think they have a lot of great potential with some of the players there. You know, they've got the two rookies, but it might be a trade for one of those rookies. I'm fearing, and no pun intended to Jeremiah Fears, but I'm fearing that either him or Queens are probably going to go if that happens.
Well, if they get John Morant, okay. If the Pelicans get John Morant, and you said he's good friends
With Zion Williamson,
with
yes.
Zion, yeah. What happens if he gets paired with him, but it only lasts for the last part of the season, and they trade Zion? It would be a business move I could see.
Yeah.
It's a business move I can see the Pelicans making. Joe Dumars works like that. It's a business decision. If he's not working out, and then you got Ja, they can calm him down a little bit and get him back to being, well, not back to being, but being productive without all the problems he has right now, or he has. I mean, that might be what he's looking at. You can replace one person that's oft injured with somebody that's not that injured, just has a little mental problem going on, and they feels they can fix it. A lot of teams feel they can fix these mental problems with these players, unless you got an on-site psychologist. I don't know. But I mean, whatever works. But I can see that happening. So he'll play with them like for half a year if he gets traded there, and then bye Zion, and then John Morant might be there for whatever. So I can see it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if both of them could continue playing together, but the way Joe Dumars works, I think that might be the case that would happen. Hey, by the way, there's a thing called a Super Bowl this weekend between the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. A lot of big
We're
talk
already
going
with
on.
that?
Yeah, we're almost there. Yeah, we had a little All-Star, Pro Bowl game. A Pro Bowl game.
On a
If you want to call
Tuesday.
it that. On a Tuesday. It's like Major League Baseball. You have a home run derby on Monday, then have the All-Star game on Tuesday in the middle of the week. You don't do it on the weekends. We're just going to do this with the football. Like anybody cares about that game anyway anymore. I guess they could put it on a Tuesday. They probably could have put it somewhere. They probably could have played it without any coverage, and we just learn about news because that's basically how people are doing it anyway, because we don't want to watch that. But the NFC,
You're not gonna like me for saying this, but it was actually kind of interesting and fun, the game. And it was
I
a
mean, they were
flag football
gadgety.
game.
It was
Yeah, it was
gadgety.
very gadgety. Micah Parsons was out there, and obviously there were some words being said, not in regards to or nothing negative, but obviously he was in the ear along with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb of George Pickens, and they were all talking about free agency and getting that bag. And so we know who's watching while they're talking about, while Micah Parsons is in the chair, is sitting there in the ear, listening and watching George Pickens get asked about whether or not he's going to come back to Dallas. And we know Jerry Jones is watching that. So I want to just pitch it out there. Like I said, the game was fun, but that added a little bit to the mix as well. And so I'm not a huge proponent of flag football. I miss the old days when a guy can get his snot knocked out of his snot locker. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But with
yeah.
that being said, this is, I mean, I
Sean
love the
Taylor.
interception by Sean Taylor for sure. But when the guy Chase Jamar Chase caught the interception, and yeah, I mean, well, they all threw interceptions. Look like, but yeah, I wasn't too bad. It wasn't that bad of a game, but again, it's still kind of hard to take away tackle football and on a Tuesday and put flag football on a Tuesday. I don't know what's going to happen with Pro Bowl at some point. And maybe this is going to go away altogether.
Yeah, I mean, it was a gadgety play. It was kind of like stuff they added stuff that happened during the season without blocking or actually playing football. The tush push, which was hilarious, trying to run that in flag football. The gadget pass that basically sealed the game. Pickens not Pickens. CeeDee Lamb catching the pass from Hurts, and with a toss from Goff to Hurts, which is almost knocked down, but didn't do it. And Hurts threw the pass to CeeDee Lamb, who was like not even defense was not a priority in this game, as the score 66-52 would have told you. Let's say the NFC got off to a good start. Of course, Shadur Sanders did not get off to a good start, which was proof kind of he shouldn't have been in the Pro Bowl, but whatever. I mean, it's a flag football game. I mean,
well, he threw a couple of touchdowns too. He threw a couple of interceptions, but he also threw a couple of touchdowns.
He threw in, the two in at one. He had one through for a pick six, but I mean, I can't really say too much because Goff did that too. So, by a receiver, no doubt. But anyway, it was okay, and I'm kind of with you on this one, Rod. It is kind of being that joke. So, it is. But I mean, I got to see a mindset. But I mean, that's the only thing I really watch it for, to see some of my players in it. From Detroit. Goff was in it. Gibbs was in it. So was Amon St. Brown. He was out there doing his thing. It was, and hey, Pickens was the MVP.
Your defensive guy was in it too.
Hutchinson, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pickens got the MVP for the offense, and Antoine Winfield Jr. got it for the defense. So it was. I watched a little bit of it. I ain't gonna lie, I watched a little bit because I really had nothing to do. But yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and do that every time though. I'm gonna catch like maybe a couple of quarters and then catch the rest of it on the highlights and then say yeah.
But so speaking of Pickens, like you just mentioned, I know we got about 20 minutes left. I just want to ask you what your opinion is. Do you think that Jerry Jones is going to pay, because he's going to command 30 million plus because of the numbers that he put up, and with the fact that they got money going out the wazoo to all these players. Dak Prescott, he's getting paid. CeeDee Lamb, he's getting paid. As another guy I think on the offensive line is getting paid. I forgot who it is. Do you think they're going to have a $25 million receiver plus a $30+ million receiver on their team? Or is George going to have to go elsewhere to get his money? Or is he going to get franchised? And if he gets franchised, is he going to sit out and pout and not play? What do you think is going to happen with that situation?
Well, all those are possibilities. I mean, possibility of him getting signed, possibility of franchise and tag him. The most likely, I think, is that they're not going to re-sign him. I don't even think they're going to franchise tag him because that means they got to pay him later on too. Unless they figure that they're going to draft a wide receiver in the NFL draft.
Well, the wide receiver franchise tag is $28 million.
You might as well just pay him.
but his market, exactly, his market value is 30 plus million, or the market value right now for top tier receivers 30 million. Look, he had 93 receptions, 1,429 yards, and 9 touchdowns, and that was with and without CeeDee Lamb on the field. So he showed that he's a number one. So you got two number one
The
receivers there.
majority of that, though, I'm a put a caveat to that. A majority of that was with CD on the field with him. Now he did play some without him. I'm gonna tell you a perfect time when they played Detroit and CD went out with that concussion. He folded like a lawn chair in that game. He wasn't catching nothing. He wasn't trying to get open. He wasn't doing anything to help his teammates out. I don't like to see that in my second tier receiver. Your wide receiver two is supposed to step up if your wide receiver one is not having a good day. Let me tell you something. I'm going to do this case in point. Amon St. Brown was out for a game with the Lions. Guess who stepped up? J-Mo. Jameis Winston had like a career day catching the ball. That's what Pickens needs to be doing. He's not doing that. And when you do that and you're doing this near the end of the season when all these speculation is going on, it's not a good look. You can't go out there doing that kind of stuff. It ain't like Detroit had a fantastic defense covering them either. So
I looked at Stephen A. Smith, and he said the exact same thing, that he balled out this year, but he had a couple of moments in the season where he looked like he didn't give his 100%. And so I would say that's what you're talking about there. That's what Stephen A. Smith was talking about.
Yeah, and that's the difference between some team wanting to sign you for a long period of time, or some people or franchise or not even having you. I mean, that's a big difference. People don't understand it. It's a look. If you give that look to your and Jerry Jones, you know him. He's a nut anyway. Anything that he can use as an excuse to get rid of you, he's going to do it without paying you. That's what he's doing. He's giving them that paper to burn. That's what he's doing. So I don't know. I don't see him being with Dallas next year. I think he is going to, like Robert said, he might go to the Raiders or the Patriots or some team like that. Raiders would probably be a better bet, and they'll pay him because Raiders don't have.
That would have been my next question to you. What team you think is going to pay him or look for a buy for his services?
Yeah, I think. I don't know about the Patriots. I think the Patriots are doing pretty good with number one receivers right now. Depends on what Stephon Diggs has. His court case is pending after the Super Bowl. So we'll see what happens there. If he gets, exonerated from it, then they'll probably keep him, either franchise tag him or give him I don't know what they're going to do with him, but they have that option with Stephon Diggs. The Raiders, however, have nobody. So, Bowers can't do it all by himself. So they got to get somebody out there. And I think Pickens would be extra special for the Raiders because they seem to get all the head cases anyway. And then they get that. Another thing about the Raiders, too, on a quick note, that it looks like that their defensive end, they might be trying to trade him.
Max Crosby?
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's just like I don't think Max wants to go anywhere. He's still steadfast, the Raiders guy. But I think the Raiders, in a business perspective of it, think they need to trade him somewhere. So I don't know. They want to get draft picks, get that money off the books, to have somebody else pay that contract because he just got paid. So these teams are weird when they do stuff like that to me. I don't understand that whole situation, but it is what it is. But yeah, I think Pickens would be great in a Raiders colors. Where do you think he'll go? If they decide to let him go.
Yeah, I'm not, unless the Patriots look like they're trying to build like 2007
Hey, birthday
Patriots.
Girl.
Hey, Sonia, happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you, Sonia.
Unless the Patriots are trying to revisit the 2007 Patriots when they had
Moss.
Yeah, Randy Moss. If that, I could see them going that direction. If they're loaded and they're ready to go, then he would be the final piece that they can use. Like you said, there's no. We're not sure if Stephon Diggs is going to be, viable for them. Given what's going on with the off the field issues, I could see him going to Patriots. And I wouldn't want him with the Raiders because it seemed like he need to be in a situation where he's got stability with coaching that will keep you in line. And I think it would be better with the Patriots. Now, this question,
Mhm.
what would he look for in a receiver? So he worked with Chris Olave. He worked with Rashid Shaheed. He worked with just mainly those two guys. And of course, so maybe you're talking about a 6 foot, 190 pound guy with that runs a 4.3. So you're probably going to be looking for somebody probably in the draft, or maybe reconnect with Rashid Shaheed. If he's going, obviously he was with them in in Seattle, and Rashid Shaheed is a free agent, so he don't have to really keep ties to Seattle. He probably can, and the motto in Raiderland is speed, speed, speed. Just win, baby. So
Mhm.
maybe Kubiak gets him, and then there's even talk. There's even talk also, Robert, about the potential of Derek Carr coming back out of retirement uh, to go with the Raiders because he had some connection with Kubiak in New Orleans, and so
As a
that's talk and
as a
that's rumor.
as a
It's
what
just rumor.
quarterback?
As a quarterback, yes, coming back out of retirement, and so and I'm pretty sure they'll still draft Mendoza, but have a bridge quarterback to start off and go back to the Raiders. Obviously, that's his old stomping ground, and so he probably want to retire there.
This is another interesting thing. Now, I wouldn't be so sure that Seattle's going to bring Shaheed back. If you haven't heard it already, after the Super Bowl, Seattle is on sale. They are going to get that they're selling that team after the Super Bowl.
Wow.
So whoever comes in there to buy, whoever buys the team, obviously is going to want their own people in there, whatever the case may be, and they're going to start looking at, over depending on how hands on the owner is. Um, they're going to probably look at player personnel for Seattle. Not that they need to look much. It's not like Seattle is a bad team at all.
Right.
But they might make some cutbacks. You never know. So they might not bring Shaheed back. It depends on who gets the team and what happens in the future for that for Seattle.
And I'm with you. I'm with you because again, you got to look at who brings out the best in these players. I mean, we're talking about Kubiak, who Shaheed was under, and he was thriving under last year, and had his best year under Kubiak. And of course, when he went to Seattle, he still found ways to utilize the talents and skill set that he has. So why wouldn't and then do they want to pay him because he's a niche player. He's not like the standard wide receiver that you're talking about. That's like 6'4", 6'5". We're talking about or 6'1" guy that's like Jamar Chase or Higgins, T Higgins. He's not in that mode. He's a guy he can run. He can return kicks. He could give you some certain. He's got a limited route tree, but he's a fly guy. He takes the top over a defense. That type of wide receiver. So the certain type of money he's going to be asking for, I think that's it's gonna matter as well. Pickens would make a
Mm-hmm.
dangerous
They
duo.
would. They
Yeah,
would.
absolutely. Yeah, especially under Kubiak. Yes.
So transitioning to a different thought process here, Justin Jefferson was asked about about Sam Darnold, and he said that Minnesota should have kept Sam Darnold. Of course, now you are saying this, and I'm sure your quarterback of the present was listening, which he was. And JJ McCarthy decided, you know what? I got you, dog, and unfollowed him on social media. And so Justin Jefferson said, fine, you want to unfollow me? I'm going to follow you back. So now you got a all-pro receiver not in tune with his quarterback that he currently has. That is not something that's going to mix well. Minnesota, they screwed up. And this is the reason why their GM got fired. They know they screwed up when they let Sam Darnold go. They know this. And getting JJ McCarthy when they did probably was another bad thing. I mean, they could have still got him, but moving up to get him, bad, because they would have got JJ McCarthy where they were at or lower. There was no.
They could have taken Bo Nix. They could have taken Bo Nix. Yeah. I said this last year. I said in the beginning of last season, I didn't think it was a good move to pick up Sam Darnold. I was wrong. He played lights out, and that's when I got an opportunity to see how he's playing and his relationship with the coach. I said, this is a marriage made in heaven, and I thought he should be back with him. I remember, rest in peace, Mac and Jack. They were telling me they didn't think that he was going to stay with them. I'm thinking, well, that's a bad move. They should keep this guy, regardless of the last two games, mind you. This man threw for 4,300 yards, 35 TDs, his best year, 12 interceptions. This is the guy you want, because I was not sold on J.J. McCarthy coming out of college. Let's just put it that way. He's like, well, he didn't really play him a lot. He didn't play that type of offense that he played in.
To me, being a Michigan fan and watching J.J. McCarthy, there was games that he did win by himself because the running game, they stuffed the running game. One of those games, I think, was Penn State that he won passing. He wasn't asked to do that. But McCarthy is not a bad quarterback. He's not. He just needs to be seasoned. In other words, he's one of those quarterbacks you have to tutelage for some time before he gets to play, maybe a couple of years, kind of like Love in Green Bay. Sit behind a quarterback for a while, learn the system, get a grasp of what's going on there. They threw him out there too early. He should, after an injury on top of that. He had a year. Yeah, you're not doing the same. When you sit behind a quarterback or you're learning stuff, you're actually physically out there doing that. You're not sitting there in a room looking at game film. You're doing that too, but I'm just saying it's a difference when you're physically in a game than you are mentally. And he needs to be physically in a game. He needs to physically get that teaching from a veteran quarterback. He's a good quarterback.
He's okay. Just putting him up. I just think, look, I didn't
franchise quarterback. I'll put it that way.
Okay, I'm about to say evaluating him. I remember watching him. I just thought he wasn't worth the way he was picked. Let's just put it that way. He wasn't worth it in the top. He's not a top 10 quarterback.
No, he's definitely not. He's not even a first round pick quarterback.
Right. I think he probably should have been a second or third round pick. With that said, again, they dropped the ball, letting Darnold go. What was their last comment? What did their last comment say?
They're talking about being a Hawks fan. He was not excited about getting Sam Darnold. He was fine with Geno. Geno, no, dude. You would never get to the Super Bowl with Geno.
I listened to Bo. Bo said that just not too long ago. Our partner that's normally on the show, he's not on today. Bo said that he was not excited about letting Geno go because he rewrote the record books about the yardage and everything. And he said even with the bad offensive line that they had, he did really great. And he did. He did, mind you. He's got to be, again, I think the biggest thing is you can be the ever so not so right quarterback for certain teams, but you get that one coach or that one guy that coaches you up and knows your strengths and knows your weaknesses and knows how to exploit your strengths and increase them to where you can be beneficial to win a game. That matters. And that's what, to me, that's what makes it seem like JJ McCarthy is not going to be that good because he's with a coach that knows how to really cultivate a quarterback. And that's what's scaring me. I mean, and also it's an indictment that Justin Jefferson said everything that he said out in public. And look, if he unfollowed him, that's just immature. I mean, I get it. I get it. You say something bad about me. You virtually saying something bad about me.
High school. It's always high school now with these football players. I mean, they're grown ass men playing a sport, but yet they're up there. I'm not going to follow you because you unfollowed me. Dude, that's high school stuff. Come on, man. But it is what it is because this is the day and age for that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I can't blame either one of them to tell you the truth. First of all, don't throw your quarterback under the bus. You know, you could talk good about Sam Darnold without saying that extra stuff, Justin. Okay? We know what you're thinking. We know Minnesota screwed up. We know they messed up. But JJ shouldn't be the one paying for it. He was, you know, he got
Same
thrown
thing
into
can
a
be said.
situation.
Same thing be said that Justin shouldn't be the one paying for it.
Well, I mean, he's an established veteran, though. That's the point I'm trying to make. JJ
Fair
got
enough.
thrown into that situation where he's a rookie, and he's basically a rookie, even though he had an injury last year. He's basically a rookie coming into this league. He got thrown in because they had so much hope for him. I'm not saying the staff. I'm not saying the coaches. Okay, saying more the front office had faith in him than keeping Sam Darnold, which is why GM is not there anymore. So
he's got high hopes. He's got high hopes.
Yeah, they were high when they did that. That's for sure.
Yes.
Hey, in other NFL news, we have some more coaches. I think every team has a coach now. Great, ain't it? Awesome. Anyway,
in great news, Matt Nagy is the offensive coordinator for the Giants.
That ought to be interesting. He could. I think he's a free agent. Oh, I think he just paid him, didn't he? He just paid him.
Oh, yeah, he's on a major contract.
Yeah,
he's on a major contract. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to force a trade. He ain't going to. Nah. It's kind of like the whole Joe Burrow thing right now. Joe Burrow said he's happy in Cincinnati. Leave him the hell alone. That's basically what I got off of that.
You know what they should do? They should trade AJ Brown for Justin Jefferson. Put Justin Jefferson with the Eagles.
Oh man, he'd hate that.
Oh no, he wouldn't. I think he'd find way more.
No, with that offense that they got, and they got a running back that's a dominant running back. But they won a Super Bowl last year with the formula that they needed to run, and you see the receivers didn't get a lot of love, but that's because of the offense. If you're depending on Hurts to be that quarterback, okay. I mean, he can't be any worse than JJ is. Obviously, he's not. He's way better than JJ is, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm not on a hype train with Hurts. I'm not. I don't really like him as a quarterback. I think he does fine. I think him and Love are like on a comparative path. I just think the reason why Love's not doing well because he doesn't have the team around him to get him to the Super Bowl is that Hurts does. Hurts has a really good team around him that gets him to Super Bowls. That's when he shows his ass in the Super Bowls. So, I mean, when he gets to that point, Hurts is the GOAT. Because when he gets into the playoffs of the Super Bowl, that dude plays on a whole different level. You don't see that nowhere during the regular season. But
that's what matters. That's what matters.
I mean, it matters, yeah. But you got to get there. That's just true. Maybe Love can do the same thing if the Green Bay can get him there. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Broncos promote quarterbacks coach Davis Webb to OC. Wacky. Jets hire Frank Wright as an OC. I think that's a pretty good move. I think that's one of their best moves they've made so far.
It's one of their best moves. We have to agree on that. Frank Wright, he's a better OC than he is a head coach. So I'll give him that.
Brian Angelchio, who was a passing coordinator for the Vikings, will become the OC for the Steelers. How about that, Robbie? Robbie's like, man, just shoot me now. Arizona Cardinals are hiring Nathaniel Hackett as OC. I think that's a pretty good hire for the Cardinals.
Well, sure.
I mean, it is the Cardinals.
Yeah.
For the Cardinals.
I mean, it's the same guy that was with the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, a while ago. Well, the Jets are just, I mean, Morton was with the Jets. The Jets are just the Jets. That's
the Jets.
Just the Jets.
It's dejecting.
Yeah, it's dejecting. Yeah. And Jack would love that. Anyway. Anyway, that is it for us tonight. Everybody have a great, safe night. We'll see you again next Wednesday. check out the outro for our promos. Have a good night. Peace.